Hey y'all, today I created this makeup look. So if you want to see how I did it, please stick around. Hey you guys, how you doing? I hope everybody's good. I'm stressing a little bit because my sweet bubby is at the doctor's. He's getting his teeth cleaned and they have to put him under for that. And they're also going to clip his nails and express his anal glands, because he's been scooching his butt across the floor. So I'm just freaking out because I just don't like the fact that he's going under. I just don't like that. It just scares me. Like if it was me or anybody else, like a human, I wouldn't be worried about it. But since it's my dog, I'm like stressed. Also, I have a bit of an isolated infection. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. And I called the doctor and they sent over a prescription for antibiotics, but that prescription makes me throw up. So I called them for the last 2 days trying to get another prescription sent over, and it still hasn't gotten sent over. And the infection is getting worse every day, as you guys know. So I'm just stressing. So I figured I would keep myself busy and do some makeup. So for primer today, I'm going to be using the Ulta Beauty Matte Veil Face Primer. This is a mattifying face primer. Barb gave me this, so thank you, Barb. I'm going to try it out. Hopefully it's like a nice, it feels like a nice smoothing primer. And I did re-up on that Catrice Pore Perfecting Primer. I had to buy that again because that stuff is just so good. So let's try this out. What does this have in it? It doesn't say. Oh yeah, this is a good one. I can already tell. This is a nice pore blurring, smoothing primer. Wow, this isn't just about as good as the Catrice one. Look at that. That has evened my skin tone right up. Uh-oh, I hear a helicopter over our house. We don't get too many helicopters out this way. Look at my hand. Look at that. I kind of forgot to blend that in. Yeah, this is a very nice primer. Look at that. It just smoothed my face right up. I put too much on, of course, but that's nice. And I'm just going to push that real deep into my pores, especially on my nose and under my eyes. And then for the rest of it, I will go in with a sponge and just press that in real good. Because the pores all over my face are like potholes or sinkholes. Speaking of sinkholes, we used to get sinkholes all the time. When I was a kid, I remember always hearing about sinkholes in my city in Winter Park. And I haven't seen or heard of a sinkhole opening up here in a really long time. The last time a sinkhole did open up, though, I think it was in like Sanford or something, and this guy was just sitting in his house, laying in bed, minding his own business, and then a sinkhole just opened up under his house and sucked him in and killed him. Can you imagine? Jesus, that's crazy. All right, so for foundation, I know this is getting ridiculous. I use this all the time, but I have another foundation coming from Catrice in a darker shade. So this is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and it's in the shade Pearl. And I know I use this all the time, but I don't have too many foundations that are in my tan shade, so... So what's going on with y'all? Actually, I haven't done a video in a couple of days. I know I put one out yesterday, but that was from Tuesday. So I actually haven't filmed in a couple of days. Just been kind of chilling out, getting some household chores done, getting a lot of laundry done, washed my bedding. Now I have fresh new bedding for my dog to mess up. It was so cute. He was like sleeping between us last night. Barely had any room, but he stuck it out. He's just the cutest dog ever, you guys. Oh my God, did you guys hear what happened to Barb's dog? He got out of the fence somehow, and then this guy freaking drove him 20 miles away, but he did take him back, so that's good. But I'm like, why wouldn't you go to the neighbor's house or go to somebody's house saying, do you know this dog? And then the neighbors would have been like, yeah, that's Barb's dog, you know, instead of driving it 20 miles away. Like, that's kind of sketchy to me. I don't know. But she got her dog back. But oh my God, I would have been so scared. I know she was scared. Can you imagine? I used to get so upset when I would hear people say, oh, but my dog is my child. And I used to be like, you obviously don't have any children, or else you wouldn't say that. But now I get it, you know. My Bubby is my child. I've only known this dog for 4 weeks, but God, I just love him so much. I'm just going to go over that with this sponge. Smooth it all out, make it look more airbrushed than it already does. Mostly I use the sponge to pick up the excess product. This is such a gorgeous foundation though. And it looks really good with the primer underneath, this new primer from Ulta. Isn't that pretty? Look at it. Nice. And please don't look at my hair. It's just whatever. I'm just like, can't be bothered right now. What's next? Concealer. So I'm going to use the Lacura Bold Cover Concealer in shade 1. So I don't have much to talk to you guys about. I've already told you everything that's going on. Thank you for listening. Hope you guys don't mind me telling you about my UTI. You know, on this channel, we talk about everything. So I know that most of you won't care. The rest of you that care, I'm sorry. All right, for bronzer, going to use the P. Louise Spoilt for Choice, of course. Go into the shade here, which is Roast Something, Rich Roast. Oh, you know what? Let me peel this sticker off the mirror. I love doing this. It's so satisfying. But then I mess up the mirror, but whatever. So I dropped Bubby off at 7:45, and they said we can pick him up between 1 and 4. They'll call us. I just can't wait to see my Bubby again. And Barry's like, well, just, you know, take a nap while you have the time, or, you know, because Bubby wants to go outside every 5 minutes, and we usually take him outside about every 5 minutes. So he's like, just take a nap while you can. Oh my God, did you guys see that? That brush just flew right out of my hand. So then I'm like, no, I don't want to take a break. I want my Bubby back. I can't believe that brush just flew right out of my hand like that. Oh, I miss him so much. It's been 2 hours without him. I know, that's ridiculous, isn't it? That is ridiculous, but I don't care. That's how I feel. Barry, on the other hand, is taking advantage of this break because he is asleep. I don't know how you can sleep when our baby is at the doctor's. For blush, I'm going to use the P. Louise Spoilt for Choice, and this is in Peach of My Heart. Beautiful shade. Oh, I just emailed P. Louise, and I'm like, y'all, I paid for my budget box on the 6th. It is the 17th. Of course, I wasn't an a-hole to them because I'm always nice. But I'm like, where is my box? And she emailed me back right away. And she said, the boxes for the US are being shipped to them. And then they will turn around, fill the orders, and ship it to us. So she said, you know, it's not normal that it takes this long, but she apologized and all that. So I was satisfied with that. But damn it, I want my box. I don't even know what's in it. I didn't get usually I get an email, or maybe I did get it. I just didn't pay attention to it. But normally I get an email, and then you can like look and see what's in the box. But since I didn't pay attention to the email or if I didn't get it or whatever, I want to be surprised. So I'm excited about that. Okay, for powder, I'm going to use the Young Vision loose powder. Don't know where I got this. I have no idea. It's very, very finely milled. It'll make you choke. You need to get a triangle. Speaking of choking, I've been watching these documentaries on 9/11. So interesting. Everybody knows what they were doing at that moment on 9/11. I was in the hospital trying not to have Skylar because I kept having contractions. So I went to the hospital and they gave me this stuff, whatever they give you to stop contractions. So that's what I was doing. What were you guys doing? Just so crazy, like how that all happened. I was laying in the hospital bed and I was watching today. All of a sudden, the news comes on and it's talking about a plane hitting one of the Twin Towers. Then the camera stayed on the Twin Towers and then bam, that other plane hits. And I'm like, the lady is coming in to adjust my fetal monitor and everything. And I'm like, look at the TV. They discharged me. And I was like, look, but I told her, I said, look at the TV. And then when I was leaving, I saw all the nurses. They were in one of the patient rooms and they were all watching the news. They were just like glued to the TV. I remember that day vividly. And then I went home. I stopped by Burger King. I talked to my sister on the phone and I stopped by Burger King and then I went home and then I had a doctor's appointment later that day so they could yell at me about, I'm not even going to say it because it's just a lot of female stuff and I don't want to make people. Anyway, I got yelled at. This is the Milk Hydro Grip Set and Refresh. Got yelled at by the doctor, but everything was fine. And then I went home and I watched the news all day. And it's crazy how many people I knew that knew somebody that got killed in that. For blush, I'm going to use the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Corallina. And then I even asked Barb about it because she was a flight attendant at that time. And I believe she said she was at Boston, Boston Logan International at that time. Can you imagine how scary? And I think they were all United flights. I know at least a couple of them were. And I used to date a flight attendant that worked out of Washington Dulles. And let's just say I've never heard from him after that. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I was blown off or if he was one of the flight attendants. I don't know. I only knew his first. That's so bad. I only knew his first name. I didn't know his whole name. So there's like no way to look it up. This is the REM Beauty bronzer in the shade Blazed. So nice. So yeah, what were you guys doing during 9/11? When 9/11 happened? This show that I just watched, this documentary, was people that lived right by the World Trade Center, like lived a couple blocks away and their apartment windows were like facing the towers and like they're recording the buildings falling from like that close up. So crazy. For highlighter, I'm going to use P. Louise, Whatever the Feather, and I'm going to go into the silver, of course. Nothing new here. I'm just going to put the highlighter up. Instead of bringing it all the way forward, I'm just going to put it like right here. You know what I mean? Okay, and then go in with a little more setting spray. Okay, for the eyes, I'm going to use another Colourpop palette. This is Troublemaker. I bought this because I couldn't afford at the time the After Hours palette. So I bought this because I thought it was kind of close to it, but it's really not. I'm going to go into the shade Friday or Fry Night. It's FRI for my transition. I'm going to use a little bit because it's kind of dark. And this is coming off gray. Why do they all have to come off gray? Come on, man. So sorry about doing so many gray looks, but I'm not meaning to. It's just coming off. All of these are like they're taupe. They look brown, but they're all coming off gray. Oh well, I mean I like it. Not that I don't like it. It's just that it's getting kind of boring now, right? Maybe that is taupe because in the camera it looks a little bit brownish gray. But then I went and bought the After Hours palette anyway, later on. All right, how does that look? Does it look even? Give me a little more over here. I'm going to take a fluffy brush and go over and make sure that's nicely blended. No, Barry's starting to snore. You might hear him. Okay, and then I'm going to get an angled brush. Here's an angled brush. And I'm going to go into the shade Cold Hearted. It's like a very dark gray with pink glitter in it. Or it might be black. Might be black with pink glitter in it. Can you see the glitter at all? I can see a few glitter specks, but not too much. Okay, then I'm just going to take that fluffy brush I used in the beginning. I'm not going to take anything else on it, and I'm just going to blend that black shade out. You know what? I lied. I'm going to take some of that gray on it. The Fry Night. It's always easier to blend out with another shade than it is to just do it by itself. I'm going to go over with the fluffy brush again. How does it look? Does that look all right? I feel like it's not dark enough. Let me re-intensify the black a little bit. Just gonna blend out a tiny bit. kind of pat blending. All right, that looks better. And then I want to go in with some pink to match the pink glitters, but you can't really see the pink glitter. So let me see this shade. Or this shade. I think I'm going to go with this shade instead. This is called Baddie. Oh, you like my nails? I just put those on yesterday. Are those cool? I bought a lot of like black nails. Got them yesterday or the day before, something like that. So I'm going to be wearing a lot of black nails in the future. Oh, this isn't coming off. Let me see if I can get in there with my finger. There we go. You know what? I might have to go on top of this with my P. Louise to make it sparklier. I think I am. This palette kind of sucks. It's no after hours, that's for sure. Okay, I'm just going to leave that there. Oh, my nose, it is. Okay, and I'm going to go into the whatever the feather palette again, and I'm going to go into the silver or the white silver. And this I can do with a flat brush. I think. Let me try with my finger. Oh, there we go. There we go. We're getting somewhere now. Just going to put it right there for now. And then I'll go in with the flat brush to get the inner corner. Ooh, that is sparkly. That's got some shine to it now. Wipe that off my fingers and then go in with a flat brush. Get the inner corners. And then kind of blend it up. That's what I'm talking about. That's pretty. All right, that looks cool. Okay, I'm going to go put on my lashes and my liner and my lip liner and all that, and I'll be back. Okay, so for lip liner, I use Colourpop Chain Reaction. And then for lipstick, I'm going to try this one out. I don't know if I've ever used this. This is the Wet n Wild lipstick in the shade Mink Brown. I have used it because it looks like I used it, but we'll try it. Oh. I like it. Very nice. I love this lipstick. All right, you guys, that's it for me. I hope you like this look. I like it. I think it looks a lot like the last look I did because I didn't know it was going to come out gray again, but I hope you like it nonetheless. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you guys. You don't even know how much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.